Welcome to Midweek Manna. Let's get right into it. I want to take you to 2 Kings, the 11th chapter, starting at the first verse. And it says, "And when Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead, she arose and destroyed all the seed royal. But Jehosheba, the daughter of King Joram, sister of Ahaziah, took Joash, the son of Ahaziah, and stole him from among the king's sons, which were slain, and they hid him, even him and his nurse, in the bedchamber from Athaliah, so that he was not slain. And he was with her, hid in the house of the Lord 6 years, and Athaliah did reign over the land." So I want to talk a little bit about in position on purpose. And here we find out that Athaliah's son had passed away. And so when her son had passed away, instead of going to comfort her grandchildren, so her son's children, she kills them, the majority of them. She tried to kill them all because she wanted to be in position. She wanted to be in charge. She wanted to have a title, whatever the case might be. Now, I know that, I think about my grandparents, and I think about my parents now being grandparents of my children, or my wife's parents. They treat our children better than they treat us. But this lady here decided that she wanted to kill her own grandchildren just so she can keep her position. And we go through these things right now, not just like at work, not just at church, but any place with a building we go to where somebody has been on top for so long. So what they'll do is they'll try to kill off all the youth so they won't take their position, not knowing that if you give up your position, it's a promotion. I think about my dad when he gave up his job being a pastor to me, which I didn't want, but he gave to me. It didn't hurt him at all. He didn't demote him at all. He actually got promoted. He became bishop, and you just see things keep going up for him. But the problem is that when we don't want to give up our position when it's time, then God will demote us. And that's the problem that we have here. So this lady here did whatever she could to keep her position. I mean, literally what people do too, if they don't kill you, they'll bury you alive. And what I mean by that is, so your name will always come in meetings where they're always talking about you. They're down on you. They'll get up in a meeting at work. They'll get up on the floor at church and literally try to bury you alive to anybody that can hear, because they want to kill your character, and just so they can do whatever they can to stay on top. They play games. And I always tell my wife, I say, when you play dirty, you got to stay dirty. And that's what's going on here. You play games, you do tricks, you pull tricks, whatever you can to make sure that you don't. And it's funny to me because you could still be in position and lose your place. You could still be in position and lose your place. So you got the position, you got the title, but your place in God is far gone. But you'll do whatever you can to be that one on top. And even if you do have that position, God can use you in that position, that evil position that you're in. He used Pharaoh, right? And I was thinking about what Athaliah, I said, maybe, I don't know, because I wasn't there, but I just said, maybe God, when she got rid of the grandchildren that she did kill, maybe they act just like her. And maybe God was getting rid of that spirit all along. But there was one that was kept. There was one that was kept because God had a plan for him. And I'm telling you, even when people try to set you up at work, even when they try to set you up at church, even when they try to create traps for you, make you fall, you cannot fear them more than you fear God. And always remember that God has a plan. We're in a state now to where literally we're afraid to say things because we're afraid of the person that's over us, because they're bullying their way in. Oh, the other thing about Athaliah too, I forgot, is that her mother was Jezebel, right? Her parents was Ahab and Jezebel. So that spirit of being a bully or trying to do whatever you can to intimidate yourself and have this stature like you're not scared, that came from her. And we forget that sometimes. I heard somebody say most times when they have parent-teacher conference and they meet the parents, they be like, you know what, don't even bring the child to school, because they know the parent act that way, the child is probably right behind them. And so knowing Jezebel's history, it shouldn't have been a shock to me that Athaliah was just as mean and nasty and manipulative and played games and had tricks and set traps just like she did. But we cannot be afraid of people over God. That drives me crazy when you get further in life and all of a sudden these people start intimidating you. And I have been witness where I had a guy at my job who was a bully and did whatever, and I was starting to fear him more than I feared God. You know, and I knew that God had protected me at my job for 20 years, so what was going to stop him from doing that then? But we get to that point where we get intimidated. We let them bully us out of our position. We let them bully us out of our place. And when it's our time to shine, we're afraid to because they've been holding it down too long. But that's what she did. She took the youth and tried to kill them. Herod was the same way. And that spirit goes on now. You see somebody that has potential, and instead of helping them, you want to kill them. Instead of giving them your hand, you want to hurt them. You know what I'm saying? And you put yourself in position on purpose. It's not for us to put ourselves in position. It's for God to put us there. But the problem is that we do. And I heard a preacher say, when you put yourself somewhere, you got to keep yourself there. But when God puts you there, he'll keep you there. And so you have to be mindful of these things. It just was amazing to me when I read that story that this lady would take out her own family. But you know what? People do that right now. They will take out their own family to get ahead. They will take out their best friend to get ahead. They will stab them in the back. They'll talk about them. They'll do whatever just to get ahead. Just so man can say something to you, just so man can say your name, we should be striving to have God say our name. That's the only name that matters. So I'm telling you right now, even in life, I don't care what's going on. I don't care if you see people that's doing tricks and they're getting ahead, if they're backstabbing and they're getting ahead, don't you fall into that trap. Don't do what they do. You know, you hate they do it, then you become a victim of what you hate. You cannot do that. Because then even what she did too, so when she was found out what she had done and found out the prince was there, then she yelled treason, treason, right? So now she wanted to play victim to her own murders. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You got to be, you know, I know the glove don't fit. You must play. Look, when you do those things, you have to be held accountable for that. That's why I said when you play dirty, you got to stay dirty. So I'm saying no matter what people do, no matter where you at, I don't care what title they hold, if you have God, they can't do nothing to you. I don't care how long they've been doing it. I don't care if they've been the supervisor for 30 years. I don't care if they've been the pastor for 20 years. I don't care if they've been the general manager for 15 years. Whatever God has for you, they can't take that away. Even though you might have seen them take out others, okay? And they might have been left, whatever the case might be, they can't take you out. They don't have that kind of power. You give them that power. It don't matter what they call you, it's what you answer to. So I'm telling you right now, no matter what the situation is, you let God put you in position. Don't let man do it. Until next time, I'll see you on Midweek Manna.